Our firm was a group of Jewish and Catholic lawyers who came together in Cleveland really for the first time to form a firm and allow those two groups to practice together. And what they quickly learned is that their differences quickly became strengths when they joined together and formed the firm. And we've benefited from that and that history to this very day. To really be able to function effectively as an individual, as a professional, as a firm, as a community, we need as many perspectives as we can get, and we cannot get those without really understanding the people around us. And I think a crisis probably always demonstrates that. This one certainly has, and I hope that's something we don't lose as we move forward.
One of the principles of diversity and inclusion for us is analyzing whether or not our team members feel that they can bring their whole selves to work. And it's important because if I'm only bringing 70% of me to work when I walk through the doors of Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, the organization is missing 30% of me. And it's not bringing all of my books and pictures off the bookshelf, it's bringing what those things mean to me. And that's just part of my character. So we are now looking at this and saying, wow, as we think about moving back in and when we go back to work, I know more about my team members now through this interaction than I ever knew before, because it's being done in a very authentic and genuine way of connecting with people, their surroundings, their family, what's important, and that is just natural.
In general, it's nice. We always start all of our team calls with just kind of personal chit chat, see how everyone's doing, what everyone's baking, how everyone's pets are doing, you know, how homeschooling is going. So it's nice to have that sort of personal touch.
You know, I think it comes down to, in many ways, perspective. You know, no one has my perspective, I don't have anyone else's. So you're limited in what you can see and experience, and through that, what you can ultimately understand, unless you can, by interacting with others, at least get some element of their perspective. And then you start to really get a complete picture of whatever it is you're trying to address, but certainly in trying to come up with a way through this ever-changing environment of the pandemic.
Being the one person on my team who is single and lives alone, it's been really nice that the various members of my team have kind of stepped up to reach out a little bit more, to just check in, see how things are going.
The more perspectives we can get, that helps us understand the problem more completely and then respond to it more effectively. But you can only do that if you have a variety of perspectives around you. And that means lots of different people in lots of different situations. And that's where you really value diversity.
And as I'm now thinking about, man, I can't wait to get back inside of our building, because there's connecting points that I have with people that I never had before that has built trust through an authentic relationship, which now breaks down the barrier of my race, it breaks down the barrier of my gender, it may break down the barrier of my ethnicity.
Seeing people in their totality is what really gives you meaning to your interaction with them, and maybe equally important, a real understanding of their position.
One of the things that I know I will take back, and I hope that many people do, is an appreciation that people's jobs and their work life is really only part of who they are. It's part of their day.
And my hope for the new normal is that we allow individuals, that we allow our team members the freedom to bring their whole selves to work without judgment, and allow people to not feel that they are two totally different individuals inside our building and outside of our building. That we will now continue to merge the two together and look for ways to think outside of the box, versus historically how we have been in trying to fit people in a box.
And my real hope as the CEO is that those connections, because we purposely tried to put together people who probably didn't know one another before all of this, that those connections will continue after this. And I know that by having those sorts of connections, we will be a much stronger firm. We will provide even better levels of client service and be able to create teams, which has been another hallmark of our firm, more quickly, easily, and efficiently across all of our offices.